Hi students, how are you? Today we are going to continue the topic of the last class, zeros of the polynomial. We will discuss some more examples regarding the topic today. Okay, first question, first sum, verify whether 2 and 0 are the zeros of the polynomial x square minus 2x. Okay, so here we have to check whether 2 and 0 are the zeros of the polynomial. We have to verify. See, the question just to verify, not to find the zeros. Find the zeros is the another question. So there are two different questions. These are of two different ways we have to find. Okay, so verification, how will you do? Let we just consider this polynomial as p of x. You can even consider as g of x also. As I discussed in the previous classes, p of x is nothing but it is a polynomial. C represents a polynomial in terms of x. Okay, p is in terms of x. So that's right, or it is in terms of x. That is the reason it is called as p of x. Okay, it may be p of x, it may be g of x, any alphabet you can take. Means the polynomial is in terms of x. That is the meaning of it. Now we have to check whether 2 is a zero of the polynomial. When you say that the given number, real number, any real number may be 0. Okay, so whether this 2 is the zero of this polynomial or not, how to check? Just we have to substitute in the place of x, we have to substitute 2. So the same we discussed, same kind of sums in the last class also. P of 2 in the place of x, I am just substituting with 2. So what happens? 2 square minus 2 into 2. Understood? So 2 square is 4, 2 into 2 is also 4, 4 minus 4 is 0. Okay? So when you substitute x value as 2 in this polynomial, we are getting 0. Then this 2, x is equal to 2 is considered as a 0 of this polynomial. Okay? Now, let me do with another one. X is equal to 0. If I substitute in the place of x 0, what do you get? P of 0 is equal to 0 square minus 2 into 0. So 0 square is 0 and any number into 0 is 0. Similarly 2 into 0 is also 0. So we will get 0. So here we can conclude that 2 and 0 are the zeros of the polynomial p of x. I hope you understood this. Okay, just I'll repeat once again. What we have to find, verify whether 2 and 0 are the zeros of the polynomial x square minus 2x. So what I considered, I just assumed that let p of x is x square minus 2x. What do you mean by p of x? As I said you, p of x is nothing but polynomial in terms of x. It may be p or g or c, any alphabet you should take in the alphabet lowercase letters. Means small letters we should take to represent a polynomial. Okay, so any letter you can p of x in the polynomial in terms of x. How to check whether 2 is a zero of this polynomial or not? Just you replace, substitute in the place of x 2. So p of x will become p of 2. Wherever x is there, you substitute 2. So 2 square minus 2 into 2. So which will give you 4 minus 4, 0. Okay, so when you substitute x is equal to 2, you are getting 0. So then we can consider this as a x is equal to 2 as a 0 of this point. Similarly, when you substitute x is equal to 0, we are getting 0. So these two are also considered as zeros of the polynomial x square minus 2x. Okay, next we will go with the next sum. Find the zeros of the polynomials given. We have three different questions here. First one is p of x is equal to 2x plus 5. Remember how to find the zero. Here not verifying, we are finding the zeros. So first step to find the zero is you have to equate the given polynomial. It may be any p of x or g of x, equate it to 0. First step. Next, what is p of x given? 2x plus 5. So 2x plus 5 equal to 0. So 2x is equal to minus 5. X is equal to minus 5 by 2. So x is equal to minus 5 by 2 is the 0 of the polynomial p of x. Understood? What we are doing, just we are taking the given polynomial and equating it to 0 and finding the value of x. What we did, 2x plus 5, we equate it to 0, and 2x, this minus 5 go to the RHS will become, plus 5 will go to the RHS will become minus 5, and 2x is equal to minus 5, x is equal to minus 5 by 2. So minus 5 by 2 is the 0 of this polynomial. Next, similarly, how to find the 0 of the polynomial? See, I am taking different sums. This, okay, this is a different, similar sums I am not taking. Anyway, you can work out the similar sums. When we take different sums, so that if you get any different sum like this, you can, do it. So that's the reason I am choosing the different sums which are not related to each other. So now, similarly, you just equate p of x to 0. Procedure remains same. So when you equate p of x to equal to 0, 3x is equal to 0. Okay? When you made 3x equal to 0, what is x? 0 divided by 3. Correct? When 0 divided by 3, what will be the value of x now? 0. So x is equal to 0. It means 0 itself is the 0 of that polynomial. Okay? Now just repeat it. What we did, first step, we have to equate this p of x to 0. So we equated p of x to 0. So 3x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 0 by 3. So 0 by any number is 0. So x is equal to 0. So x is equal to 0 is considered as 0 of the given polynomial 3x. Okay. Next, we discussed another one. P of x is equal to cx plus d. Okay. P of x is equal to cx plus d. Here, no constants. Here, constants are there, but here we have numbers. There we do not have any numbers. They are all formats, right? So here also we have to proceed with the same step. P of x is equal to 0. So what happens? First step will become cx plus d is equal to c. Correct? So cx is equal to, this plus d will become minus d. When you send that to RHS, it will become plus d will become minus d. Understood? And x is equal to minus d by c. So this minus d by c is the 0 of this polynomial. And one more thing, how can you say it is 0? Just you substitute in the place of x minus d by c. This you can do with other sums also. When I substitute in the place of x minus d by c, what we are getting just here? C will get cancelled because c into minus d by c. C will get cancelled and you will be left with minus d plus d, which is 0. So that is the reason this is considered as 0 of this polynomial. Understood? Verification is not required. For your understanding purpose, I am just, doing the verification. I am just showing it as it satisfies the given equation. And one more thing we discussed in the last class, here, how many zeros can a polynomial have? That I am just repeating once again. Always remember that depends on the degree of the polynomial. See, anywhere in this, okay, in this, especially find the zeros of the polynomial. Here, the highest degree of x is 1. Got it? Everywhere you just look at that, the highest degree of the polynomial is 1. So, how many zeros are possible? Obviously, 1 0 only possible. You cannot get more than 1 0. Understood? So, it is not possible to get more than 1 0 because the zeros of the polynomial depends on the degree of the polynomial. For example, if degree of the polynomial is 2, you might have got 2 zeros. If degree of the polynomial is 3, you might have got 3 zeros. So, depends on the degree, your polynomial zeros depends upon. Understood? Okay. So now we just discuss another topic, which is division of polynomials. So this is very interesting. Yes, we will consider the next topic, division of polynomials. So what is this division of polynomials? And just before going to this topic, we just discussed the division concept. And we know everybody how to divide the numbers. Number division we know, right? So just let me take an example. You have 5 and 16. Okay? So I have to divide, obviously, and everybody knows that, and like you guys know that 16 you can divide only with 5. Correct? Because always you divide the greater number with the smaller number. Means 16 with 5. We can divide even 16, like 5 with 16. It will become a decimal number. Correct? So usually whenever you divide, always we take the larger number and divide that large number with the smaller number. So if I divide 5 with 16, you will get 5 3s are 15 and remainder will be 1. So can I write this 16 as 5 into 3 plus 1? Have you think about it? Have you thought this like this also we can write? Okay, 16 can be expressed as 5 into 3 plus 1. Here, so how they wrote it, how we wrote it? There is one particular, order here. I just explain you, and everybody knows that this 16 is considered as dividend. 16 we call it as dividend, and I hope you know this. You're studying this from previous classes, like maybe in your second standard, third standard also you studied this, so you'll be knowing this. 16 is considered as dividend and 5 is divisor. Got it? 5 considered as divisor and 3 is quotient and 1 is remainder. So these are the things we know already. It is not a new thing to us. So just I'm revising because this required here. This is required. So basically 16 is dividend, 5 is divisor, 3 is quotient and 1 is remainder. So see, just 16 is a dividend. Can I write this as dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder? Is it correct? Just 16 generally, I'm just writing this concept generally. Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. It means, okay, for example, you divide it. You got quotient remainder. How to check whether your answer is correct or not? When it will be correct? When LHS, in this case, LHS and RHS both are same. For example, if I take 16 here, if I multiply divisor 5 into 3 plus 1, if I get 16 in RHS, then our answer is correct. If you get 17 or some other number, you might have done a mistake. So that's the reason you are not getting dividend is equal to whatever that LHS is equal to RHS. So this is how we verify the division, whether we went correct or not. Anyway, this will be forwarded, and this you are going to study even in your 10th standard also. So learn this division carefully here so that it will help in your future classes also, in the sense future standards also. Okay. So now just we go with the polynomial division. This is division of numbers. Just I explained you to make you understand what exactly the division concept is. Now just we divide polynomials. So how to divide polynomials? Okay, just we will consider divide a polynomial. Okay, I'll just consider divide p of x equal to, okay, divide P of x equal to x plus 3x square minus 1 by, okay, divide P of x by G of x. So P of x, what I am taking, x plus 3x square minus 1, and G of x I am taking it as 1 plus x. Okay, so we have to divide. So carefully listen this. If you understand how to divide the polynomial, the same method will be followed for all the sums. So first you have to understand how we do the division here. Okay, so first arrange the terms in an order. That is the first step you have to do. Here if you observe, x power 1, x power 2 constant is there. So you have to arrange the terms in the descending order. First you write 3x square because that is having highest power. Next you write x, and next you write the constant. Okay, and remember signs are important. Minus 1 should be 18 plus x plus 3x square. That is very important. Okay, now g of x also you have to write in the order x plus 1. Okay, they are given 1 plus x. See, doesn't mean a plus b can be written as b plus a. 2 plus 3 can be written as 3 plus 2. Similarly, you can write x plus 1 as, or 1 plus x as x plus 1. There is no, nothing wrong in that. Just we are changing the order. Okay. 2, why we are changing it? Because to arrange the terms in a proper order. That is the important thing we need. Now, so how to take the numbers? Carefully listen. Here, what is the first term we have? 3x square. Take 3x square. Okay. And what is the first term here? Okay. What is this called as? Everybody knows that this is dividend, which we are going to divide, and this is divisor. Only these two we have. What we have to find? We have to find quotient and remainder. Got it? So now first term is 3x square, and what is the first term in this? X. So divide. Means we are dividing 3x square with x. So what happens? Correct? Because x square can be written as x into x. Maybe I am just explaining you clearly. X square can be written as x into x. X will get cancelled. You will be left with 3x. So which number, which term you have to take here is 3x. So take 3x. Okay. First, what you should do? 3x into x. First term. 3x into the first term of the divisor. 3x into x is 3x square plus 3x into 1. 3x. Remember this with this and the same term with the second term. Okay. And after multiplying like that, you will get 3x square plus 3x. You have to subtract. Usually in division, what we do? We do subtraction. The same we are doing here also. So here, whenever we do polynomial subtraction, before nothing is there means it is considered as positive. So if it is plus, just change the sign, minus. Again here it is plus, change it, it will become minus. Okay, 3x square minus 3x square, both will get cancelled. Here basically you will do a mistake where, okay, but while taking the signs you may go wrong. So here plus x and minus 3x. It is just like 1 minus 3. X is just coefficient, that's all. What is 1 minus 3? Minus 2. And x is coefficient. It will not change. Okay, only the number is the same like number, like subtraction itself. The coefficient just you multiply plus. So 1 minus 3 is minus 2. Some people will write plus 2. I'm not telling that everybody will do that, but usually they commit a mistake. So you should be very careful with the sign here. So minus 2x minus 1. And we are just taking the upper one, the minus 1 down. So now what is the same method you have to follow for the next term to get here in the quotient also. So minus 2x. What is the first term here? Minus 2x. And what is the first term in this divisor? X. Okay. So x will get cancelled. What is remaining? Minus 2. So yeah, minus x 1 minus 2 is remaining. So minus 2 we should take that. Minus 2 into x, minus 2x, minus 2 into plus 1, which is minus 2. Got it? So, again same, we have to subtract. So, minus will become plus, again minus will become plus, minus 2x plus 2x, you will get 0, and minus 1 plus 2. Remember, minus 1 plus 2, it is not 1 minus 2. You will get plus. So here we got quotient as 3x minus 2, remainder as 1. Okay? You can also find the remainder in the other way. See here, x plus 1. Usually how to find 0? What we do? We just equate it to 0. That is how we find the zeros, right? So if I make x plus 1 is equal to 0, you will get x is equal to minus 1. So substitute x is equal to minus 1 in your p of x, not in g of x, remember, in the dividend. When you substitute there, p of minus 1, what do you get? Actually, p of x is x plus 3x square minus 1. What is p of minus 1 here? It is minus 1 plus 3 into minus 1 square minus 1. Wherever x is there, I substituted minus 1. Okay, so minus 1 plus 3 minus 1, which will give you 2 minus 1, which is 1. See what the remainder you got? You got the same remainder here also. Okay, here itself you can conclude that your result is correct. Okay, understood? And one more thing you should remember, the degree of the degree of g of x and p of x. Whenever you are dividing two polynomials, first you have to check the degree of g of x and p of x. In this case, degree of p of x is 2 and g of x is 1. Always degree of p of x is greater or equal to degree of g of x. This you have to remember. Okay. Always degree of p of x should be greater than the degree of p of x. It may be equal also. But for example, we cannot divide x cube plus 1. Similarly, see, why I am telling, this is same with numbers also. Can we divide, 6 with 12 we can divide. Can we divide 12 with 6 we can divide. Means, like we can divide 12 with 6, but we cannot divide 6 with 12. Understood? You can do it in decimal form, that is the secondary. Can you get any whole number here? You'll never. Correct? You can divide by taking 0 point. I'm not telling about decimal things. I'm just going with the numbers. Do you get any whole number, a real number here? A number which is a natural number, a whole number do you get? You will not. You will get in decimal form. Okay, so division is possible only if this number, means dividend, should be greater than the divisor. It may be equal to also. Can we divide 12 with 12? Yes, we can. Understood? But we cannot divide 13 with 12. So remember, the degree of p of x is always greater or equal to degree of g of x. Then only division is possible. If it is not, then you cannot do the division. So remember first. So that is a condition. And here we can also verify with that, algorithm or with that formula. Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So what is dividend here? Just verifying that here. So what is dividend? LHS. I'll take it as LHS as dividend. What is that? 3x square plus x minus 1. Correct? So what is RHS? RHS is first divisor. What is divisor? X plus 1 into what is quotient? 3x minus 2 plus remainder we got it as 1. So what we should get? We should get after multiplying this, we should get this LHS. Then only your answer is correct. So multiply 3x into x, 3x square Next, x into minus 2, minus 2x, plus 1 into 3x, 3x, and 1 into minus 2, minus 2 plus 1. Okay, I'll just repeat this once again. X into 3, this term by term multiplication. X into 3x, 3x square. X into minus 2, minus 2x. Next, 1 into 3x, 3x plus 3x, and 1 plus 1 into minus 2, minus 1, that we have plus 1, just be taken as it is. So 3x square minus 2x plus 3x is same as 3 minus 2. So which is plus x, and minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. So LHS is equal to RHS. That's the reason we got it, right? So we got LHS and RHS is equal. So we can conclude this. This is the quotient and this will be the remainder, and we got the correct answer. Okay, I hope you understood this. One thing you should remember here, maybe you might not be knowing what to take. That's the reason I'm teaching you how to take. Because what should be taken as a number? Because if it is a number, if you know tables, or if you can multiply and check. In this case, what number you can take? So that is the reason. What term you can take, algebraic exponent, you will not be knowing. So that's the reason what I'm telling. First, always take the first term of it, divide with the first term of it. Means first term of the divisor with the first term of the, dividend with the first term of the divisor. So whatever is left out, that you take. Similarly with the next step. So that you continue until you get the remainder. Remember, when you get constant here, you can stop. Division is not possible. Remember, division is possible until you get the constant term here. Once you get constant term, whatever is left out, that will be your remainder. You cannot continue the division further. Okay? Let me take one more example and I'll explain this. Okay, and this is very important topic, as I told you, in your 9th standard as well as in your 10th also, it will be asked. Okay, this concept is there in 10th standard also. So once again, I am just doing one more sum related to this topic. Carefully listen. Now I'll just change P of x and G of x. 3x power 4 minus 4x cube minus 3x minus 1. It means here the power of x are not in decreasing order because one term of x is missing there. Have you observed it? 3x power 4 minus 4x cube plus whichever is missing, I just add it as 0x square. Okay? Whichever the term is missing, just you add it as 0 into x square, because any term into 0 is 0 itself. So just multiply with 0. So what you get? X minus 1. So the same procedure what we followed in the last sum, we are going to follow the same here. So now here when you observe, x is the first term here, and here first term is 3x power 4. Yes, what you should do? First term of the dividend and first term of the divisor. We have to divide. So 3x power 4, it is nothing but 3 into x 4 times divided by x. So x will get cancelled. You will be left with 3x power, you can write here 3x cube actually. Okay, 3 into x, which is 3x cube. Okay, so 3x cube into x, 3x power 4, and 3x cube into minus 1, which is minus 3x cube. Alright, and subtract. Always remember, we have to subtract. So subtraction means before nothing, no sign here, so we have to consider as plus, and this minus will become plus. So this will become 0, and which will give you minus 4x cube minus 3x cube, which is minus x cube, plus 0 x square. I am just taking down. Now minus x cube, can I write x cube as x into x divided by first term x. So x will get cancelled, you will be left with minus x square. So take minus x square. So minus x square into x, minus x cube minus x square into 1 plus x square. Got it? So now when you subtract, this will become plus and this will become minus. So this get cancelled. You'll be left with minus x square. Okay, and minus 3x. We are just taking minus 3x term. So minus x square divided by, what is the first term here? X. Correct? So x will get cancelled. You will be left with minus x. So minus x into minus x, sorry, plus x, which is minus x square minus x into minus 1 plus x. Okay? Any doubt? Let me know. So here minus x into x, minus x square plus x we got. Here when you change the signs, this will get sign because minus will become plus and again plus will become minus. So minus 4x you will get. Correct? And just take minus 1 down, whatever is there. No, now same procedure we have to follow. What is the first term here? Minus 4x. And what is the first term here? X. So x will get cancelled. You will be left with minus 4. Sign is very important. Sign is very, very important. If you don't write this minus 4 there, your sum is completely wrong. So be careful with the signs of the numbers. Minus 4 into x, minus 4x, and minus 4 into minus 1, which is plus 4. And subtract. This signs will change, and minus 1 minus 4 is minus 5. So we got minus 5 as the remainder. Okay, and I'll explain once again. These kind of sums are noted sums because we have to understand in this case x square is missing. So that is the reason whichever the term of the x is missing, just multiply with 0 and write it so that you will not get confused. You can do without doing this also. You can continue the sum without doing that. 0 x square also you can continue, but in between you might get confused because like terms subtraction will be easier. That's the reason I am just taking it as 0x square. So what I did, I just taken 3x power 4 plus minus 4x cube plus 0x square minus 3x minus 1. Okay. Now what is the first term here? 3x power 4. What is the first term here? X. So 3x power 4 by x. X power 4 can be written as x into x into x into x divided by x. 1x and 1x will get cancelled. X into x into x is x cube. So we are left with 3x cube. So take 3x. 3x cube into x, 3x power 4. 3x cube into minus 1, minus 3x cube. Subtract. Subtraction means signs will change. Plus will become minus, minus will become plus. So subtract it. Minus 4 plus 3, which is minus 1. So minus x cube, and I just taken 0x square down. Just like how you do division. Division we will just take the, like one digit down to divide, right? Similarly, I taken 0x square. Now here what we have minus x cube. So take minus x cube can be written as x into x with minus sign divided by first term is x. So xx will get cancelled. We will be left with minus x square. So minus x square into x, minus x cube, minus x square into minus 1, which is plus x square. Again we have to subtract, signs will change. Minus minus will get cancelled. So minus and plus x will get cancelled. We will be left minus x square. Got it? So 0x square minus x square will be minus x square, and this you take down minus 3x. So now again minus x square is minus x into x divided by x. Xx will get cancelled. You will be left with minus x. So minus x into x, minus x square minus x into minus 1 plus x. So similarly you change the signs and subtract. This will go, and minus 3x minus x, which is minus 4x, and take minus 1 down. So now minus 4x by x, xx will get cancelled, you will get minus 4, minus 4 into x, minus 4x, minus 4 into minus 1 plus 4. Okay, and subtract, this will get cancelled, you will get minus 1 minus 4 is minus. So remainder is minus 5. Now we can also find the remainder. As we know, quotient is x minus 1, correct? When you got quotient as x minus 1, equate it to 0. What is x value? 0 plus 1, because this 1 minus 1 will go to the RHS, which x is equal to 1, which gives you x is equal to 1. Now substitute this x is equal to 1 in the dividend. Okay, what is dividend? 3x power 4 minus 4x cube plus 0x square minus 3x minus 1. This is your dividend. This you can take it as p of x also. Okay, in the place of x I substitute 1. Okay, if you substitute 1, what you get? 3 into 1 power 4 minus 4 into 1 cube plus 0 into 1 square minus 3 into 1 minus 1. So 1 power any number, remember 1 power any number, 1 power 10, 1 power 20, 1 power 95, any number, you will get 1 only. So 3 into 1, 1. Similarly, minus 4 into 1 cube, minus 4, plus 0, minus 3, minus 1. Okay, what is 3 minus 4? Minus 1. Correct? And minus 3, minus 1. So, minus 1, minus 3, minus 4, minus 1, minus 4, minus 1, minus 4. So, we got minus 5 as the remainder here. So, we did the question like solution of our division is correct. Okay, and you remember we have one more formula, right? What is that formula we discussed? Dividend equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Okay, this is also one way to check whether your answer is correct or not. Verification part. This you take it as LHS and this you take it as RHS. And LHS we know dividend. What is the dividend we have? 3x power 4 minus 4x cube minus 3x minus 1. Correct? So this is the dividend we have. Now what we have to do? We have to take the LHS we have already. What will be RHS? In RHS you have divisor. What is divisor here? This is the divisor which you are dividing. So x minus 1 into quotient 3x cube minus x square minus x minus 4. Correct? Plus remainder. Remainder is minus 1. Okay? Remainder you will minus 1. So now multiply. See, whenever you are multiplying, do term by term multiplication. That will be easier. Okay? X into 3x cube, which will give you 3x power 4. X into minus x square, which will give you minus x cube. X into minus x, minus x square. Correct? And minus 4 into x, minus 4x. So one term, x with completely I multiply. X with this, x with this, x with every term I multiply with this. Now, minus 1 into 3x cube, minus 3x cube. Signs are very important. Minus 1 into minus x square, plus x square, minus into minus x, plus x, and minus 1 into minus 4, plus 4, and here plus into minus is minus 4, minus 1. Got it? This is minus 5. Remember. So plus into minus is minus, so we will get minus 5. So now solve it still. We have like terms, you see, 3x power 4, we have only one term, so retain as it is. Minus x cube minus 3x cube, which will give you minus 4x cube. Minus 3 minus 1. So now minus x square plus x square. Can we cancel? Okay, because of same terms with different sign, we can cancel, right? Minus 4x plus x, which is minus 3x, and 4 minus 5 is minus 1. Just check RHS with LHS. Are they equal? Yes, they are equal. So LHS and RHS are equal. So we can say that our polynomial division is correct. Okay. So students, once again I am telling you, be careful with the multiplication and signs, because you may do mistake when you are taking the signs itself. Okay. Minus x you might take plus x. Minus 1 you are writing plus 1. So, and while multiplying also you may commit mistakes. So be careful while multiplying or while subtracting when you are doing polynomial division. That is very important, and cross check whether your answer is correct in this way. Okay, if you are getting LHS and RHS are equal, then definitely you will get full marks for that question, no doubt about it. Okay, I hope I make you understood. Okay, thank you very much. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to our channel. and help us like that. And thank you very much for your patience and have a great day.